Okay, very good. Well, welcome everybody. I'm Greg Smith, Executive Director of Florida Literacy Coalition. I'm pleased to welcome you to this afternoon's session. I think you're in for a treat. This is our showcase for a project that the Florida Literacy Coalition has done in partnership with Crowded Learning, which is a program of World Education, to focus on financial literacy using an approach that they developed called an EdTech Makerspace. And we'll share with you a little bit about what that's all about, but it's resulted in some really fabulous resources that we're going to be sharing with you today. So thanks again for joining us. I do want to do a shout out to the Florida Department of Education for their support in making this helped sponsoring this effort. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to our two key people who have been running the project, Mary Gaston and Jeff Gomez.
Thank you. And just
okay, I've got a meeting that's just getting started that I need to pay attention to. So,
hi, Faye. We missed you this year.
oh, thank you. Well, maybe we can connect later because there's some things I'd like you to look at when you have a chance and are grounded and all that good stuff.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna get started.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Just a reminder, there was a mix-up with the links for the meeting. So if you're showing up as Allison Bell, if you'll right-click on your window, your little picture, and rename yourself, that'll be very helpful to us. We appreciate it. And we're going to get started. This is the showcase, the day we've been waiting for. So we want to tell everybody, welcome. Glad that you are here. We want to show you what we've been building, what we've learned, what the crowd has to say about it, and what we built, the final products. And then we have some prizes for those who were active participants. Real excited about that. We want to shout out to all those who stuck with us to the end. We appreciate the work that you did. Some of you working on more than one collection. We're very thankful for that. And also for the Florida Literacy Coalition for sponsoring this project. We are very grateful. And Jeff, you want to go over the project?
Sure. So thank you, Mary, and thank you, Florida Literacy Coalition. In that shout out, Dr. Mary Gaston deserves a ton of credit for managing this project. She's worked on a number of EdTech Makerspaces now, and she goes way above and beyond each time in terms of organizing. So it's a great experience for participants, as well as making sure that the end product is really remarkable. So thank you, Mary. So those of you who might not be familiar with the EdTech Makerspace, really quickly, the EdTech Makerspace is a service learning professional development opportunity that we provide practitioners to help learn about either specific topics related to adult education and things like financial literacy or digital literacy, civics education, etc. And with a focus on some type of service component. So it might be learning about those topics and curating resources to make them more readily available to practitioners, which was the real focus of this project. Others involve actually learning about using digital and educational technologies, and then actually creating reusable activities that can be, again, used by adult educators and practitioners. This project involved a little bit of both. And so what we did was, in a set of 3 synchronous sessions with these 10 educators that Mary highlighted on the slide earlier, we started with having folks select a topic or topics that they wanted to work within financial literacy. And so each one of them got a topic workbook that they used that was specific to their topic. And these are topics such as budgets, saving and spending, financial goals, etc. And they looked at a variety of different resources from high use sites that are designed specifically for adult educators to think about which resources would be most helpful if they were going to be curating activities from those resources for their particular topic. That also included looking at the vocabulary that one needs to be proficient within a particular topic and selecting specific vocabulary terms that they wanted to focus on for the learning materials that they were developing. So there's a bit of curation of activities from resources from financial institutions and from government institutions that provide really good guidance on these topics. They also looked at leveled readings that are available and made selections in terms of the readings and the vocabulary activities that are available from tools such as Learning Chocolate. So they identified the resources that they wanted to pull together. And as Mary said in this, or shared in number 2 here, they developed with the vocabulary terms glossary slides using Google Slides. And so as part of that, which was week 2, we were given a template that had what you see here, the bones of a slide that includes the vocabulary term, a definition, and an example sentence, as well as an image and links to audio so learners can actually practice hearing and speaking the word using Google's pronunciation tool. But the participants had to find images, and they learned about using free image sources and proper attribution and credit along those resources that they decided to insert into the slides. They also learned about plain language, which is writing for comprehension and writing for comprehensibility, and used a tool called Hemingway Editor to whittle down their sentences, their sample sentences, and make sure that they were at a 6th grade reading level or lower. And so the learning that was happening was inserting images, using tools like Hemingway Editor, adding alt text to images to make sure that the slides are accessible to all populations. And then all of those things came together in a topic collection using a tool called Wakelet. And so in the last session, the teachers learned how to use Wakelet, which is a tool that allows folks to gather and organize resources into what's called a collection. And that's really what the library is a set of these topical collections. And they built these Wakelets, pulling the resources that they had curated and created so that the financial literacy resource bank that we're sharing today is organized into 8 nice collections that are topical based on the 8 topics that we decided to move with. And they all have the same sets of resources, but from activities from the same sets of resources, but specific to each particular topic. And so that is what we've been building. And I mean, it's remarkable the number of things that have been curated and created in less than 2 months. As part of this project. It really is a testament to both Mary and to the teachers who participated in this makerspace.
The teachers who participated in the makerspace, yes, they did the work. So what have we learned? I've got some logos popping up on the screen. So those of you who helped us build this collection, take a look at all the different tools that you probably used to put these collections together. It's quite a lot. I know I learned a lot, and I hope that everyone else did as well. So we're going to hear from some of our crowd, and the first one is Karen. And Karen, I don't have participants up on the screen, so I want to stop and reshare if that's okay. Share it in a different way. That will let me see. So Karen, if you're with us, you can have the microphone. Let me get back to Karen. Hi.
Hi, hello everyone. And I just want to echo what everyone else has been saying about what a great project this has been. And Mary and Jeff have been so supportive. And of course, as always, the Florida Literacy Coalition. And this has worked out really well for me. Our program here at the Leroy Collins County Public Library, we are hoping to focus more on financial literacy going forward, just particularly with the adult literacy and ESOL students, and and also with our library patrons. We've had a lot of interest in that. So I know we're going to be using these tools. We've used the tools that have been created in the past, and I'm just very happy to have been involved with it. Is Evelyn here? She was my wonderful partner. I don't see Evelyn. Evelyn should be here. Evelyn did so much of the work. Oh, yes. Let's see.
Yes, she was having to join by phone, she said, because their
Okay.
internet has been down this week.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, Evelyn, I will just give a tremendous shout out to Evelyn. She has done so much for this. And I feel like I was just sort of her assistant in all of this. She really kept us on track, and just with all the ideas that we got from Mary and Jeff, that she implemented them, and we had a great time doing it. It was a pleasure working with her. It was a pleasure working with everyone. I wish I could have devoted more time to it. I had some personal health issues that came up. I'm fine, everyone, but it just ended up taking more time out. Evelyn's, yeah. Now, Evelyn is fabulous. Make no mistake. She's being modest. She did everything. I just cheered her on. It felt like, no, we had a good time doing it. I think we learned a lot, and also what was created will be useful for my program, but I think it will be useful for anyone who is going to be interested in financial literacy for their classes or their students or their tutors, teachers, whatever the case may be. So thank you.
Thank you, Karen. We appreciate you sharing with us, the group. And Veronica has said that she would be willing to speak as well. Veronica?
Here's the mic. I'm not in Paris, but my heart is always in Paris. So I'm going to once again say thank you to the Florida Literacy Coalition and this amazing team of Mary and Jeff. I don't think I would have been able to finish it without their support and assistance. So thank you so very much. It has been amazing, like Karen said. I think this project, I have learned more than I wanted to. I think more than I can handle. And it's going to be such a great resource in addition to our financial literacy course that we have. This is just what the field needed. This is going to be an amazing library, an electronic library of resources. And it proves again the power of the internet, that just by a click, my goodness, here we have readings, definitions, vocabulary. And I really was in the background. I do also have to give a shout out to Miss Lola Mason, that is in the, hopefully, if she wants to say a comment. She is fantastic in technology, so I'm still learning. By doing the Wakelet, I think I feel more confident as well. Maybe I would dare to create one more in my lifetime. We'll see. But this has been an amazing project where it's not just learning to put all of these resources in an organized manner. It is actually learning because of the readings, the topics. We work just on the savings module, but each one is as rich as the last one. So thank you again for allowing us to have this great opportunity. And I look forward to the next one. Thank you.
Thank you, Veronica. And Evelyn, are you with us?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you fine. Yes.
All righty. Well, thank you. And Karen, it was wonderful working with you. You are amazing as well. I just want to say, as a previous Makerspace participant, I've witnessed the incredible advantages of being a part of this learning environment. Jeff and Mary, you guys fostered a sense of community and creativity in a safe space for us. And this financial literacy makerspace proved to be just another positive experience for me. I plan to integrate the resources into my lessons. I'm super excited about the Google Slides. I teach beginner level ESL students, and the resources are great. Some of them are a little more advanced for my students, but I think that I know that the Google Slides, the teacher created activities, the leveled readings, they are excellent tools to support my lower level English language learners. And I think that all the resources will help make the content more accessible and engaging, because financial literacy is a hot topic. And I look forward to sharing these resources with my colleagues. So thank you both, as always, for a wonderful experience.
Thank you. Thank you, Evelyn. And Darlene wasn't going to be able to be with us today, but she asked for me to include her comment. Being a part of several EdTech makerspaces has been a transformative part of my teaching journey. During each, I've met educators who are passionate about developing skills to facilitate language learning opportunities for their classes. I have learned and laughed along the way, and I've been able to share resources with my program and with the larger community, which is what it's about. My heartfelt thanks to all those who come together to make these possible. You are helping a myriad of learners meet their education and employment goals. So thank you, Darlene, for your comments as well. This was a great group, I have to say. So we're going to now show you what we built. Isn't that funny? It's supposed to stop in a minute. There we go. Let's build a financial literacy resource bank. So I'm going to jump into that. But before, Jeff, did you want to talk about these statistics before?
Sure, I once I hit unmute. I mean, this is real quick. You'll see the proof is in the proverbial pudding, but yeah, together, this group of educators curated over 300 resources. And what's really nice about the resources that we drew from for this is most of them, particularly the topic explanations that you'll see what we mean by that in a moment, are available in English and Spanish, and a handful are also available in other formats as well. Certain sites have great downloadable resources, so there's a wide swath of materials available depending on your setting for multiple languages, and even resources that you can, especially with those from the government, that you can order hard copies for free and have them delivered. So that was really great, and it's just a nice combination. We have explanations, we have games, we have which are working. They were not working this morning from the FDIC. Leveled readings to help integrate financial literacy topics into reading instruction, and the resources that the makers created are adaptable, and so you have the ability to use those, adapt them, modify them to fit your learning context and that of your learners. So just another round of applause for the great work here.
And here it is. And let's see, I'll drop a link for you. There you go. So I'll go over a little bit. This is a Wakelet of Wakelets. So you have all 8 topics. We weren't sure we were going to get all 8 of them complete, but if they're not, they're very, very close to being complete. So each one of these is clickable, and I'll show you what I mean. We'll just, since we're here, we'll jump on setting financial goals. And I'm logged in, so it does look a little different if you're not logged into Wakelet, but it still should be functional for you. So here are the topic explanations that Jeff was talking about. 3 of the resources, and not every topic has resources from each of these sources, but 3 of the sets of resources we used are banking institutions. So those are practical money skills, Money Smart, and hands-on banking. And what Jeff said was very true. When I woke up this morning, the glossary from Money Smart and the link to get languages and the link to the games were not functioning. He found the same thing out not long after, and we submitted a ticket, and they did respond in a very timely fashion and said that they were working on it. And lo and behold, it did go back online before we got here today. So then you have Money Smart. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Wells Fargo and Visa are the 2 banking institutions. Money Smart is FDIC, and Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, of course, is a government resource. So each of these is really to use. We're not expecting, and again, this is an educator-facing resource. It's not meant to be handed to learners, but it gives you a selection to choose from. You certainly wouldn't want to use all of these, but you find the one that fits your students, your learners. The next section is vocabulary. We have 2 online glossaries that you can access, and each group chose a set of vocabulary words from these glossaries that fit their topic, and they created the slides that Jeff told you about. So you have a link to view the slides and a link to copy the slides. Here is a view link. And of course, someone could copy just by using the file. They could make a copy, but we also included the copy link in case they weren't familiar with that. So each one does have the pronunciation, the definition, a sentence, and an image that we worked very hard on trying to get the attribution just right. And of course, some of the tools didn't have multi-word terms. So that's when you'll have the 3 microphones. They worked really hard and dug down and got each one of those, which is great. So those are the glossary slides that teachers can download and change. You know, they might need to make their sentences harder or easier or find different images that suit their context, which is fine to do. And then the group chose from Learning Chocolate vocabulary study sets. And some of the makers chose to create their own activities as well. Flashcards from Flippity. So teachers can use it as is, or they can make copies. And word wall. And so that's a matching game that a learner could play. And then Jamboards as well, vocabulary builder Jamboards, which are really great. And then we have the leveled readings. These are all from Reading Skills for Today's Adults. If you're not familiar with those, do check them out. They have great tools on the page with the story, where they have 3 different recordings for every story, and each one gets a little faster to help build fluency. It has a timer, and the number of words are marked so a learner could time themselves on a cold read and then get another time after they've had time to practice with the recordings. And lots of other pre-questions, post-reading questions, quiz things, all available there on the site. And if you're not familiar with the Bow Valley ESL literacy readers, these are beautifully done. We provided the link to the instructor information page, and then any of the relevant stories for that topic are here as well. So not all of the Wakelets have, depended on what was relevant. So some may not have Bow Valley, and some may not have as many learning chocolate activities, but each one is set up in a very similar way. And I did want to point out at the bottom of each, we have the Creative Commons license, along with the people in the group who worked on that collection. So that's letting people know it is okay to use that copy feature if they want to copy this Wakelet and then change it up to suit themselves. And so that is the big reveal. I hope you enjoy it. And Greg, that will be posted, I imagine, in a resource collection on your website.
It will be, yes.
Okay. All right, Jeff, tell us about that practitioner guide. You want me to pull it up, or do you want to take the screen? Is Jeff with
Sorry,
us?
I was muted. I'll take this
Oh.
screen. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. So one of the things that we did very early on, so you saw there was a really wide range of resources in there. And again, as Mary mentioned, our goal is to, obviously you're not going to use all of them. It's finding the one that is best suited for you and for your learners. And so one of the very first activities that we had the makers do is we provided this Padlet and asked them to explore the 5 resources that are in those topic explanations. So again, hands-on banking, better money habits, practical money skills, those are all from banking institutions. USA Hello only had, I think, 1 set of resources that's in banking, but it's a really great resource. It's a newer resource if you work with immigrant and refugee populations, because their resources are available in a slew of languages, which is actually listed in the guide that I'm about to share with you. And then we had these 2 resources from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and from FDIC. And so we asked the makers to just explore them and like just dig and see, what do you really like about these resources? Are there particular things that you find really helpful? Are there little nuggets that are tucked away that aren't part of the list of activities that we're curating, but might be helpful to others to better understand how to use the resource, or just hidden gems that often these sites are built and you can't possibly know where everything is. And so we used that as the basis for creating an instructor guide. And I'm not really an instructor guide, it's just a library guide. And I'm just going to walk through that really quickly with you once I get my chat up. So here's a link to this guide, which we are going to be continually updating. And we also will actually add this to the Wakelets so that you have access to it at any point in time. But if you are a Google Doc user, I see y'all popping in there, so that's great. Just so you know, the document outline over here has kind of basically the table of contents of all of the materials. But there's also this table of contents here that is also clickable. And so I don't think we actually even shared what the topics are in the library. And so the topics, this is a link to the full Wakelet of all 8 of the topics. But these are the 8 topics that came from a survey that we did in advance of this project from Florida educators, of which financial literacy topics they felt were most important for adults. And so that was how we narrowed our focus at the beginning. And so the 8 collections that were developed were organized into these areas. And so if you click on these will jump you into the specific Wakelet collection for that particular topic. And as Mary just walked through, this just provides an overview that there's topic explanations, there's vocabulary resources, and there's leveled readings within each of the collections. And this gives a little guide on the topic explanation. So again, we've mentioned there's the three from the financial institutions, the 2 from the government, just to help people understand what type of material formats are available in these various resources. And one of the things that someone and myself were kind of back and forthing in the chat is the high availability of Spanish resources, which is really helpful. I also want to point out one thing that's really great on a number of these, 4 of them, in fact, that instead of having in the collections, we provide the English link and the Spanish link, but a number of these sites have a toggle on the page. So you can like have the one link to this particular article on this topic, and then you can click back and forth from the Spanish version to the English version, which is really nice. So that you can sort of share one link with folks, and then they can, once they know how to do that, navigate to the particular link that's going to be in the language of preference. But then this guide gives a walkthrough of just what these resources are, what types of materials are in them, and some like little nuggets. So hands-on banking has a little self-assessment for help personalize what learners look at. Practical Money Skills has a really nice navigation to help people kind of navigate to more deep dive topics within. They also have a really robust set of financial calculators on a ton of topics, so that you can have students actually playing with numbers and really getting a better sense of what their financial situation might be around a number of topics. They also have a lot of downloadable materials. Better Money Habits from Bank of America has a great education resource center that has specific resources for working with and providing trainings for military families, persons with intellectual disabilities, and high school and college students. And a lot of these do have adults and youth resources available to them. The FDIC, the games that were not working this morning, those are really great. And they have those for a number of different topics. And again, they also have specific targeted resources for adults and older adults. So specific things for like elder fraud in particular are materials that are available there. They also have a lot of a catalog of materials that are free to order. And both FDIC and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, again, I think I've already mentioned, you can order free booklets free of charge by going to their sites. Your Money, Your Goals is this Consumer Finance Protection Bureau materials. They have all sorts of different downloads, companion guides for military communities, Native communities, people with disabilities, people with criminal records, and then on and on and on. It gets into the vocabulary resources, how to use the glossary slides so you know how you can make copies, what's on each of the slides. Here's just kind of a visual of what the speaking and listening practice looks like using the Google pronunciation tool. And then an overview of what types of activities are available in each of the learning chocolate sets. And then a deeper dive into what's actually available for each of the reading skills for today's adult stories that are curated in your collections, as well as those Bow Valley College ESL literacy readers, which are available both in these great interactive audiobooks, but also as PDF downloads. So we wanted to, this is the first time we've done something like this to really provide a deeper dive into the resources. So it's not just a list of things that you then have to explore, but giving some deeper dives so you can better understand the nature of everything that's in each of these collections, and then figure out which ones are going to make the most sense for you. And I guess I can go here. And so that link is there. And again, we will be providing that and adding that into each of the collections as well, so that you have access to it. Oh, actually, I need to give it back to Mary because she's going to do this fun thing.
The fun part, yeah.
All right, I'm going to stop my share.
Did I get it? No. Here I go. Okay. Yeah, we love prizes, and we have prizes because of the Florida Literacy Coalition, their generosity, and we do appreciate it. The participation was amazing. Of those 10 names you saw at the beginning of the slides, all 10 earned at least one badge. Most earned 2. There were 2 available. But in addition to that, We had people with perfect attendance on all 3 sessions, and we had people who created some, the extra activities. That was like a bonus, if you want a bonus. But for each one of those things, the 2 badges, the perfect attendance, and creating an extra activity, for each one of those that a person did, we put their name on the wheel. So you will see some
I just wanna see.
people.
No, I'm gonna.
I don't know that I
Oh,
have.
she's the one who did the.
Okay, thank you. So you'll see people's names on there more than once. I'm not favoring anybody. I have documentation and can show you that they earned every spot on that wheel. You do not have to be present to win. We did talk about this. It is the prize. I can let Jeff or Allison tell you about it after we spin the wheel. We're going to spin it twice. We have 2 prizes. And when a person wins, their other instances of their name come off of the wheel. So here we go. First one. And you know what? I don't know. Did I share with sound? Let's make sure. I did not.
Very important.
Very important. Yay, Karen.
Yay, Karen.
We have a winner. So I'm going to remove Karen from the wheel now. And we're going to spin again. Cross your fingers.
Are you feeling any better?
Not really.
Yay, Rosalind. Congratulations to everybody for a beautiful project, and congratulations to those prize winners as well. Greg and Allison, do you want to tell them what they won?
Yes, a $50 gift card or gift certificate to Amazon. So we will be emailing those to you. Congratulations.
Thank you. And at this point, we're going to stop for any comments or questions that anyone might have.
So Mary, you must not have left present mode because I snuck a slide in there.
Oh, did you?
So if you
Oops.
no, that's okay.
There we go.
Yeah. And Rachel, you can, if you want to talk about this, since you are the
Sure.
Oops.
Hi,
lab
everyone.
curator.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hello and congratulations. This is incredible work. I'm actually furiously posting on social media and trying to spread the word about what you guys just did because it's so exciting. And I can't wait to share. So as you guys may have heard from Evelyn and Darlene, we do EdTech Makerspaces through our Crowded Learning Initiative at World Ed. And we do them with different states, different organizations all over the nation. Sometimes we have people from other countries who join, and we find it really fun to compile all of these incredible educator makers into what we call the crowd. Our maker map is a Padlet where we have makers go and drop a pin where they live. Of course, it doesn't have to be the exact location of your address. I actually would suggest that you don't do that. The general area where you live, and just say kind of what you can post a video of yourself or a picture of something you created, and then say a little bit about your experience in the EdTech Makerspace and what you were excited to contribute. So yes, Jeff just put the link to the maker map in the chat. And when you open that link, you'll go to our site and then you can click on go ahead, Jeff. Can you show them? Yeah, perfect. There's some instructions, and then down where the Padlet is embedded, you just click on that little pink plus sign in the bottom right-hand corner. And that's where it will ask you for a location. So you can type in the name of like the closest city that you live near, like Tampa, Florida. I made that up. I don't know where you all live naturally.
It's a real place.
So just, yeah, type in city state and then select it. And the other option you do have is just to take a pin and drop it anywhere on the map. And then here is where you have different options to add media, links, and then text. And then when you click publish, it'll appear on the maker map. So I hope you guys will, yay, thanks, Mary. I hope you guys will add yourselves to the map and be counted in the amazing crowd of educators that are learning new technologies and creating open and free resources and curating open and free resources. And thank you guys really for your work. I'm so excited to share the library. So great job. That's all.
Thank you. I may be on there twice now, so I'll have to remove one.
I think
Yeah,
you deserve to be on there twice.
Unless it's a prize wheel, then I might want to be on
You
there.
you don't get a special prize for adding your name multiple times.
Can't you just see it? You would see little Mary pins all over the place this afternoon. Okay. All right. Any questions? Any comments? Well, if not,
Well, I have a comment. I just wanted to thank everybody, all of you who participated in this initiative. I'm truly impressed by what you all were able to do. 300 resources, that's phenomenal, and really high quality stuff. And I know this is going to really make a difference to a lot of folks who are looking to incorporate financial education and financial literacy into their adult education work. So thank you very much for doing that, and thank you, Mary and Jeff, for leading the effort. It's been a pleasure working with you.
we appreciate the opportunity.
And I guess we forgot to add a slide, but for the participants who completed, be on the lookout for emails with your badges. So people who participate in the makerspace, based on what they complete, earn digital badges. And so we'll be sending those out. So I think we're running out of badge levels for a couple of folks who have participated in a few things now.
I think Evelyn might have earned her financial literacy badge a
Kate,
few
yeah.
times.
Super makers.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I do just want to mention real quick, because I saw a question in the chat about participating in future maker spaces, and we don't have exact dates for you guys to be able to do that now, but we do have a newsletter, a crowded learning newsletter, and if you subscribe to that, we only email you once a month. We're not going to bombard you, but we do send out updates about EdTech maker spaces through that newsletter. So if you're interested, I put the link in the chat.
Thank you. And yeah, that newsletter is focused on open education resources. And so pointing to a featured resource each month, featured makers each month, or every other month in some cases, and then a focus on a particular topic area where we invite folks to share resources around a particular topic that they're aware of that exists. So it's all in the service of trying to make sure that people are aware of the great free materials that are out there. So that is what that newsletter is. And just in general, we tend to, when we are recruiting for new maker spaces, because now you've participated, we have a list of makers that we will invite separately as different opportunities come out. So you're in.
We'll be sending out an evaluation for this session later on this afternoon. So if you take a few minutes and give us your feedback, we certainly appreciate that. So I guess, does that wrap things up?
It does. We're right at the 11:40.
Right on time.